My name is Гэбриэл Igэн and I'm Professor of Shakespeare Studies here at De Montfort University in Leicester. Well, the digital humanities is a development of the humanities, which is a subject that's been running for several centuries now. It's a study really of human culture and history, and that study has for a long time been influenced by the technologies that we have for disseminating the written word, in particular the printing press. So some people would date the start of the humanities with, in fact, the invention of the printing press at the end of the Middle Ages. The big news in humanities these days is, of course, computers, and we have ways now of disseminating the human written word and other forms of culture, pictures and sound, with computers. And digital humanities is really the application to this long-standing study of human culture and art and history, the application of these new technologies that allow us to do so much more in spreading the word about what we think is the study of human existence. Well, there are things about Shakespeare's writing that are apparent to an everyday reader. There are things we can all see on the page. But one thing we're starting to learn about writing is that the more we look at it, the more complex it becomes. And there are some aspects of writing that aren't really obvious to any reader, but when you have a machine to start counting certain features of the writing and classifying certain features, we can start with that machine to make discriminations we just couldn't see before. In essence, we can start to get a handle on that very tricky subject of what is a writer's style. So what is Shakespeare's style as it differs from, say, the other writers of his time? When we start to look at anybody's writing with a computer, we can start to count certain features. For example, their favourite words, or words they don't like to use that other people do. And we can also start to count more mundane things like the length of their sentences or the length of their paragraphs. Most recently, people have started to even quantify various styles of poetical writing, for example, various forms of poetical metre. When we do this, we find that some of these aspects of writing are quite distinctive to the person. It turns out that each of us has various habits of writing that we're probably not even conscious of. How often we like to put the word "and" within 5 words of the word "in", or other seemingly meaningless combinations, but that in fact are distinctive of authorship. That is, when you analyse it, you can actually tell whose writing it is, if you have enough of a sample of their other pieces of writing. So one of the interesting developments is we're really starting to get, with digital humanities, a good sense of what a writer's style actually consists of in empirical terms.